There were only 3 for the men. Only the heat winner automatically qualifying, and then the next 4 times over the 4 heats. Stark in 1, Lloyd in 4, Jamieson in 7. Lloyd with a very good start, as was Jamieson. Jamieson on the outside. Here comes Lloyd in the middle with the headband, and she's going to win the heat, automatically qualifying through to tomorrow's final. Flash time 7.26. A big victory over Jayla Jamieson for Joella Lloyd.
Well, that's well below her personal best, but a good start there in the middle of the track. Keeps her head down, powers through. That first 15, 20 meters, that's exactly what I tell my athletes when I coach. You got to just come out of the blocks, push, push, push. Give me 5 or 6 good ones. Make that transition into upright running style, but great turnover. There you see her with the headband in the middle of the track. 3-time NCAA finalist and a Commonwealth Games finalist as well.
She has a personal best of 7:15, so 7:26, just a bit of a stroll here for Joella Lloyd, but she's automatically into tomorrow's final. One of the faster athletes coming in on paper to this meet. There is her winning time, 7:25.7, and Jayla Jamieson, Tiana Brown, and Kenandra Davis. But only the winner will feature in lane number 1, the junior from Tennessee, Jacius Shears.
Well, the transfer from Miami was the ACC indoor champion. Excuse me, the indoor champion at 60 and runner-up in the outdoor 100 meters. So we're going to talk a lot about those transferring athletes, and you talk about inter-conference, but this is an out-of-conference. ACC coming to the SEC, but excited to be at Tennessee, and had to get the pronunciation of her name correctly from new coach Dwayne Ross. And there's Victoria Perro of Kentucky in the lane right next to her. Comes from the Bullis School in Maryland, Dwight. And we'll mention a couple of prominent high schools in the sport of track and field here in the United States. The Bullis School is certainly one of them, and IMG Academy as well. But the Bullis School has been producing great track and field athletes for the last 2 decades. But she was your 2021 Adidas Indoor 60-meter champion.
So Sears in 1, Perro in 2. Sears has run 7:12 this year. One of the best times in the conference. Actually, one of the best times in the nation. Sears in 1, Perro, only the winner automatically qualifies. And that was Sears with a great start, and she is off and running and gone. Wins it, middle of the track. It looked like it was maybe Mackenzie Long of Ole Miss. Yes, she was second in 7:22. 7:16 for Sears. Just 100th of a second, or I should say 400ths of a second off her lifetime best and season best. Long at 7:22. That is well under her lifetime. Seriously,
well,
great
look at her
start,
power
and
her
she
way
is
through
off
the
and
first
running
25
and gone.
meters of that race. The junior from Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, from the first step just took control of this. There you see her on the far right.
Off and running and gone.
And she was gone. And sometimes on the outside lane like that, Dwight, you get lost a little bit. People for her.
Victoria Perro, who we highlighted in the beginning, ended up 5th in 7:42, so not a good result for her. But Sears of Tennessee with the fastest time so far through 2 heats. 7:34 now becomes the bubble time. There are the final results. Sears winning it over Long, Dixon, and Presley. So half half of the heats have been run and still remain. So those close to the bubble time continue to be nervous. And as we look at the Georgia freshman, Kayla Jackson, she will be starting out of lane 2. The 18-year-old has run 7:16 already this year.
One of the top-ranked freshmen in the country. She was one of the most highly recruited freshmen, Michigan Gatorade Player of the Year in 2022 out of Redford, Michigan, and Renaissance High School. Coach Carroll at the University of Georgia has got a lot of great young talent. There you see Autumn Wilson, another freshman from the University of Georgia. We'll see her in the 200 as well, but Autumn Wilson just accolades upon accolades. She was the 2022 Nike Indoor National Champion in both 60 and the 200 meters. Currently ranked 12th.
There are the lane assignments. 2 South Carolina sprinters in the middle of the track, Sumter and Grant. But we're watching the 2 Georgia freshmen, Jackson in 2 and Wilson in 6. An 18-year-old and a 19-year-old. And Coach Carol Smith Gilbert doing it at Georgia the way she did it at the University of Southern California, getting the sprinters, getting relay teams together, staying with the tradition of the multis there. In her 3rd season in Athens. Expect to see a lot of improvement over the last couple of seasons. Jackson with a good start. Wilson is as well. They are very, very close, but it's going to be Jackson from Georgia in lane 2 winning the heat and automatically qualifying through to the final. 7:15. And that's a lifetime best by a 1/100th of a second for the young freshman in the heat.
Well, welcome to the SEC,
Jackson
young lady. Kayla
Wilson
Jackson gets a fantastic start, and she is just off and running. Shows you why she's one of the most highly recruited sprinters in the country. There you see her second from the right, and her teammate not far behind. She was second from the left, Autumn Wilson. They're in the black uniform, trying to get in the finals as well. That's Kennedy Flannel of Florida, the Texas transfer, but nice run for the rookie.
Jackson wins it. Her teammate Autumn Wilson with 7:24 should get through on time with 1 heat remaining. There are the results with Jackson 7.146. That's corrected up to 7:15. That's a lifetime best. Nugent from Arkansas with a fine 2nd place finish at 7:22. And then there's Autumn Wilson, the other freshman, 7.24. That should hold up as a time qualifier with 1 heat remaining, as the bubble has been reduced to 7:32. 4th and final heat. And this young lady will have something to say about the qualifiers to the final. The junior from LSU and from Nigeria, Favor Ofili.
Well, and what's amazing, you think about what she did last year. She had such an incredible year, but it was completely overshadowed by the accomplishments of Abby Steiner. Favor Ofili beat Abby Steiner at the SEC Outdoor Championships, both in the 100 meters and the 200. And I asked Coach Dennis Shaver, did she just miss her timing a little bit at the Outdoor Nationals? He said, no, Abby Steiner just ran absolutely fantastic. Favor Ofili actually had a personal best in the 200 meters. But again, yes, international experience. She is your collegiate, or she was your collegiate leader till just recently in the Big 12 Conference. We'll tell you about that as time goes on. There we see Samira Killebrew. She's number 3 on the all-time Florida list. She transfers over to Texas A&M, and she originally, believe it or not, committed at University of North Carolina, ended up going to Florida. Now here she is at Texas A&M.
Favor Ofili with a lifetime best 7:15. We saw that run just in the last heat by the freshman from Georgia. There are the lane assignments with Favor Ofili in lane number 3. She is favored to win this heat. The bubble time is 7:32. If you can be under that and not the heat winner, you will advance to the final. Ofili with a solid start, as was Killebrew. Favor Ofili now takes over in the second half of the race, runs away from the field.